There are addresses in Florence that carry a particular weight, not merely for their proximity to the city's storied monuments, but for the quality of life they quietly promise. Near Piazzale Donatello, where the pace of the city begins to soften into something more contemplative, a penthouse exists that seems to understand this distinction entirely, occupying the upper reaches of an elegant 1960s building, a period in Florentine residential architecture defined by graceful proportions and genuine civic ambition. This double-level apartment has been reimagined from the inside out. The renovation that transformed it was not the kind that merely refreshes surfaces. It was the kind that reconsiders everything, every material, every junction of light and space, every detail of craftsmanship has been subjected to an exacting standard that reveals itself gradually, the way great design always does. The entrance announces the register immediately. A kitchen designed for the genuinely curious cook opens generously to the living spaces, its professional-grade appliances integrated with the kind of precision that refuses to let function compromise beauty. The double salon breathes easily across its generous proportions, spilling out onto a balcony where the roofline rhythms of the city compose themselves into an effortless tableau. Light moves through these rooms with obvious intention, a carefully engineered system that shifts the atmosphere from the bright clarity of afternoon to something altogether more intimate and layered as evening arrives, sculpting shadows that draw attention to the architectural details that lesser lighting would simply erase. Two generous double bedrooms occupy this level with quiet authority. The master suite is a study in considered privacy, an ensuite bathroom finished to a standard that would satisfy the most discerning of European hospitality, paired with a dressing room that transforms the act of preparation into something unhurried. A second bathroom and bespoke fitted wardrobes complete the floor with the same attention to resolved detail that runs through every room. Then, the upper level. A staircase leads to what might be the most affecting space in the entire apartment, a private sanctuary composed of a bedroom, a bathroom, and a terrace that opens the world up completely. The view settles on Fiesole, those ancient hills rising beyond the city's terracotta horizon, the kind of panorama that reminds you why people have chosen to live within sight of Florence for 2,000 years. This terrace is not an afterthought. It is the emotional center of the home, a place for early mornings with coffee, for long evenings with wine, for silence in a city that rarely offers it so generously. What makes this penthouse genuinely remarkable, however, and what distinguishes it within the context of the Florentine Historic Center, is something invisible from the street below. Solar panels crown the rooftop, an installation of real significance in a city where heritage conservation constraints make such sustainable infrastructure extraordinarily rare. This is not a cosmetic gesture toward environmental responsibility. It represents a meaningful, future-facing commitment to energy independence, embedded into a building where such an achievement required both vision and considerable effort to realize. 193 square meters arranged across 2 levels, 3 bedrooms, a rooftop terrace facing the hills, light designed as architecture, materials chosen as though permanence were the only consideration, and beyond all of it, a location that places you at the threshold of one of the world's most culturally concentrated cities, while holding you, somehow, just apart from its noise. This is a residence built around the understanding that the finest urban living is not about proximity to everything, but about the quality of the life conducted within.